Yeah, this is these. They're in the town clerk's mailbox in a little envelope.
Okay, thanks.
Mhm.
Is that better?
Whoa, that is that's so much
Are
better.
we waiting for Rita or is Rita?
Is Rita? I didn't hear that she wouldn't be. She was feeling better too. So that's good.
We'll give her a minute.
When we get to the presentation, I'm gonna hop up onto my computer.
Sure.
And do it from there, so I think it would be easier.
And then I'll switch, I'll slide over there for anything that might be going on here.
Yeah. Cause I did it in Canva, and sometimes when you download it as a PowerPoint, it doesn't translate.
No, that's fine. Come on.
Hey.
It's fun of math.
Okay, I'm not worried.
They decide. Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, well, I'm on the 2.5 weeks into this.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I know. But it's almost done.
That's right.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're not feeling better at all?
Oh, I'm feeling much better.
Yeah.
You do now.
Good.
I was like,
The
really,
computer's a little slow to warm up today.
they were terrible. I know.
Although it might be-
Just kind of went on and
Maybe
on
because
and on and on and on. No, I'm feeling much better.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh no, it's going. I need to get a new computer. I have to. Log on to Amherst College, which is faster. Yeah.
I don't know. No one had flagged that.
Oh, I can send this to you too.
Don't get that today.
Just occurred to me. I'll bring it up when we do the.
All right, let me just save this real quick, because I didn't do it when I should have. For Haley. All right, shall we start our meeting and call ourselves to order? For September 5th, 2025, wow, okay. To review the agenda, we have our public comment, and under general business, we have review and accept Nathaniel Massey's letter of resignation, review and accept Grace Banish's letter of resignation, discussion of town clerk position, review and vote on town meeting warrant articles, then appointments for the police chief search committee. And after we discuss that, we have town administrator report. And is there anything that's popped up, Haley, in the last 48 hours that we need to discuss that isn't under your administrator report?
No,
Or
not
Rita
that,
or
not that I
Eric?
can think of right now.
Does that order work for the two of you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go to public comment. If you have public comment and you're in the room, please raise your hand. If you're online, please use the raise your hand feature. Okay, Marianne, go ahead.
I'm sorry, were you calling on me?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Mary, I didn't face the owl. Yes, Marianne.
Morning. I'll make my comments brief. I'm speaking on behalf of the 43 residents who recently signed a letter to you asking that you deliberate upon and adopt a resolution in support of democracy, the US Constitution, and the rule of law. While only 43 signed the letter, we're confident that a majority of residents in Shutesbury would support such a resolution. It's no overstatement to say we are all in a state of emergency in this country. Cascading harms from federal actions are affecting every single one of us. It's time for town governments to signal loudly to the community and our elected state and federal representatives that we do not support authoritarianism, and we expect courageous actions from our congressional delegation, who are already showing great courage, but also from our governor, AG, and our state house elected representatives. The Mass State House remains a bottleneck that is preventing important legislation from moving forward that would help us. There's far more that needs to be done to save our democracy and our way of life. This resolution was submitted in honor of upcoming Constitution Day on September 17th, a day in history when our Shutesbury forebears culminated their fight for democracy by supporting the establishment of the Constitution, the core defining document that protects our democracy and our values. Towns across Massachusetts are already adopting similar resolutions, including Amherst, Boston, and others. There are efforts underway in Leverett, Wendell, and New Salem. We would welcome a healthy debate among town residents before the adoption of such a resolution, and we hope the select board will facilitate that discussion and then adopt it. We considered, but were unable to submit signatures in time for the citizens petition for the upcoming special town meeting, which would have allowed it to go on the warrant. We could collect 200 signatures for an additional special town meeting later this fall, but time is of the essence. So we asked the select board to facilitate the public debate in a different manner, perhaps with a listening session or a special Zoom call, and then vote to adopt the resolution. We hope you will act quickly on this request. Thank you, and please keep us informed.
Thank you, Mary. Is there any other public comment? No. All right, moving on to general business, we have received a resignation letter from our part-time patrol officer, Nate Massey, and so we have to officially review and accept. So do I hear a motion to accept Nate Massey's letter of resignation?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker, eye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye, and we'd like just to thank Nate for his time and service for protecting Shutesbury and working with the police department. Can you have Brennan do?
Brennan
Thank you?
Yeah.
So we can sign the letter now.
He's good like that.
Perfect. So while that's being signed, do I hear motion? We also received a resignation letter from our town clerk, Grace Banish. And so, do I have a motion to accept Grace Banish's letter of resignation for this?
So moved.
Okay,
Second,
all right. All those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker, eye.
And also, we'd like to thank Grace for all of her years of service and dedication to the town. And by chance, did Brennan prep a letter for that?
Red.
That's
He's
awesome.
on his A game.
All right. Thank Brennan. Brennan, thank you for prepping these ahead of time. We appreciate it. Okay, and next on our list is a nice segue into the discussion of the town clerk position.
I'm gonna pop upstairs, do a presentation, but I printed out the slides. If you want a copy, just give me a couple minutes. Do you want a copy? No, I can present this. I'm good, I need that. I'm learning from Brennan. I'm going to slide over into Haley's chair, so if
Okay.
anything goes wrong with technology,
Oh, you have it. Okay.
I will be here.
For those on screen, Haley's just gone upstairs to be able to do her presentation with a computer that has the program she needs. We don't usually see each other this early in the morning.
No, we
So
do
good
not.
morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Bob. I kind of like it, that where I said earlier.
Right?
I did, I know.
Oh, here she is. I'm gonna rename the one downstairs here so people know. You're all set, Haley. I'm gonna rename the one down here just the select board meeting room, so.
Okay. Sounds good. And let me just share my screen.
Sure.
Okay. We're in business. Actually,
Yes.
not quite. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. So I did some research on town clerks, and what I found is that we're in a position where we can modernize, which I think would be of benefit to the town. So where we're at is we have an issue. There are statutory and administrative demands on the position of town clerk, which have grown exponentially over the last decade. It requires a lot more technical knowledge and skill. So the traditional elected model doesn't really meet those demands because it doesn't have the same requirements as if the position were appointed. So our solution would be to transition to an appointed model that gives a little bit more stability to the role. It makes it easier for succession planning, so for long-term effects, which is a critical function. So some of the key responsibilities of the town clerk is chief election officer. That's the full responsibility for all elections in town, including systems like voting by mail. And there are a lot of deadlines that have to be met, or say, if we missed a deadline for this special town meeting, that would throw everything off kilter, and then we'd have to cancel the meeting, do it all over again. You're also I'm gonna admit Leslie real quick. You are also the official record keeper. So all the vital records, the marriage certificates, the death certificates, all the bylaws in town, all the town meeting minutes, the posting of the recordings online, and you are a liaison to state agencies. So again, that's an election function, and please stop me if you have questions. So the position has become so highly specialized. The legal knowledge, the technical skills require so much more proficiency, especially with the digital platforms that pertain to elections, that you really need a deep understanding of the role. So elected versus appointed, what does that really mean? So the pros of an elected model would be, you're directly accountable to the voters, and you're kind of buffered from any potential, influence from select board or your town manager, town administrator. But when you have an election, it can sometimes be a popularity contest, or you run into a situation where the only requirement is that you're registered resident of the town. So you may not necessarily have the skills, have the technical abilities to fulfill the role. But with an appointed model, you have a merit-based selection process. So you can set a job description, you can set qualifications that you're looking for, and you can integrate the town clerk more easily into the overall government structure, making the office more efficient, more collaborative. It also allows for enhanced personnel practices, performance evaluations, professional support, that structured succession planning that I was talking about earlier. And again, there is a potential for some political influence, and the voters in town may feel less connected to the role, so that is something to consider. But overall, I think that there's a precedent for changing to an appointed town clerk, and there's a process to get there. So the precedent, it's an ongoing trend. We are up to 117 municipalities in Massachusetts pivoting to an appointed model. And you can see that's up from 78 10 years ago. And the Massachusetts state laws provide a really clear pathway for doing that. The first step in that is a warrant article being passed by a majority of voters. And then you would have a ballot question at the next annual town meeting. So there's a really smooth process for doing so. It's not particularly complicated. So, in conclusion, the elected model is not sustainable for Shutesbury because of the technical demands and because an elected model only really requires that you live in town. The demands have outgrown the framework that we have now. So my professional recommendation is that we initiate the process under Mass General laws and begin to pivot towards an appointed town clerk position. So again, that we can have that enhanced accountability for elections, records, we can have that personnel oversight, we can make it, a position that can really grow and be solidified within the town government. So I will stay up here if folks have any questions, and then I'll run down. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Haley, for that wonderful presentation. That was
Welcome.
great. Does anyone have questions on the select board?
No, just another key point, I think, and maybe I kind of missed it, Nolly's, which was in this presentation, which was fantastic, but, it allows us a much bigger pool of people to
Yeah.
draw from.
Yeah,
Now, that's really,
Yes.
that's not unrelated to Haley's point about the technology and so forth.
so somebody who wasn't from town.
Right, exactly, I mean,
Mm.
exactly.
Or if they weren't, like, good
Yeah.
either way.
Right.
But still,
Yeah.
you do get a larger,
Whereas the elected thing, it's just that, it just doesn't work, frankly.
and at
Right.
one point it did, and probably functioned for us for 40 years that way.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly,
But with the technology changes.
right.
So is this the only, I was just thinking about, the other positions, is this the only kind of town hall position right now that it is an elected position? I mean, the treasurer, the
Treasurer,
Correct.
accountant,
That's appointed.
town administrator.
That's
Yep,
correct.
fire chief,
Collect-
police chief,
The else is
highway
like
super.
one other, you know, as
That's the only person, tax collector, treasurer,
everybody.
everybody is
Yep.
appointed, except for the town clerk. So in
Mhm.
some ways, it's just, it's a logical extension
Yep.
of what's already done. And I assume if you ask the tax collector or the treasurer about political intervention in their jobs by the select board,
That there's
you
not.
know, you would get,
Yeah.
you'd find out that that's not the way the select board, either this select
This one,
board or previous select boards
Has the-
have operated. So that argument to me seems, especially when statute dictates,
Things are done a certain.
yeah, how things are
Oh,
done,
yeah.
right? So that, so much of what might be politicized is, you do by state law.
Right.
You have to follow the law.
And we all have to take our ethics training online that we do every couple of years,
Yeah.
so, you know.
The other reason why I think this is a good idea, in this situation, so we had an elected official resign, well before, to replace somebody now to either, we would have to do a special election, and now we're gonna have to do an
Mhm.
interim person. Be a whole lot easier if we could just go into hiring somebody.
And make the transition.
And make the transition.
Which
Yeah.
sounds like, although we have a mass general law sometimes is cumbersome, it looks like that they've made it easy for this thing to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
to happen, which, is a good thing. Right.
So right now, we have an interim person, correct?
Yes,
And is who's the current town clerk in Leverett?
yes.
And is she available until until this process goes through? I mean, is she willing to work now?
I will
Uh,
clarify with her. The only question we had is whether or not we were pivoting to appointed versus elected. So that would have
Okay.
changed the timeline of when she, could theoretically stay. But I can certainly work with her on that.
Okay.
And we still do have our assistant town clerk.
Right.
Which is
Yes.
helpful.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure, of course, this is Shutesbury, you never know, but I'm not sure there'll be pushback on this whole idea. I mean, I think it's pretty logical.
And town meeting does get to vote.
Right,
So,
exactly.
Yes.
so put,
That,
we put this on the warrant. So there's two opportunities, right?
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
the discussion you know, kind of the points that you, put forth, will be made at town meeting and then again, at this town meeting, and at annual town meeting.
And I can certainly print this out and make copies for folks at the town meeting so they can kind of understand the differences.
I would also point out, when I was just doing a search about, towns switching over from, an elected to an appointed position, I had to chuckle because the town of Groton, where Grace is now working, made this change 4 years ago, I think in 2021, that they had an elected town clerk. And they chose, for the very reasons, Haley, that you discussed, about the, you know, the complexity of the job, that they moved to an appointed position rather than an elected position.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this will be on the,
Special
special town meeting warrant.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay,
And that'll inform if we move forward, based on that.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
All
thank
right,
you,
I'll
Haley.
come back downstairs.
I'll move over. Oh, it's it's a
What's that?
Abraham Lincoln quote.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah. It says, whatever you are, be a good one. Yeah.
Oh, it does say every.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't notice that.
And now now we'll move on to, that was a nice segue into reviewing the special town meeting warrant articles. Yes. I'm over here. This was in our drive, right? Yes. I have looked at it, but I couldn't remember if it was enough. Okay. All right, so we have to go through and vote on each one, or I believe we do each one, I can't remember. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All right, okay. FinCom did this last night in their meeting, I believe, and we're all set there, okay. So, let's go through them.
Are you,
oh,
put them up?
oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
can share.
print them out.
Oh, wait, hang on, let me log into the meeting, I didn't go that far.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds. Coming in, Lily.
I did go to last night's finance.
Okay.
meeting. Not to speak, but just to,
Listen.
just to cough, no.
Perfect.
At one point, I was talking to Michael about ice cream and I turned my mic. So they all got to hear me saying, okay, there's ice cream.
It was nice though, I tried it.
Okay, it's coming.
That's all I said.
It'll be nice on the recording.
I'm gonna I have to shut these off, so if I don't want to interfere with the. Right, so that has to be off, my speaker's off, my video will have to be on. And. Okay, it's recorded, I got it. All right, so share. Hang on. Share, make myself a focus. I can't see from that side, hold on. All right. Okay.
No.
All right, now I can share. Share. And I just have no, never mind, I have confirmation. All right, all right, so shall we go through these individually? I'm gonna turn my camera off. We don't need to see me more than once. Okay. So the first one is highway superintendent salary increase. I can give some background to this if we want background at all, or do you want
Just a
background?
real brief
Okay.
background.
So, when the budget was put together, there was a salary increase, and Dave's salary increase starts in September or October. The date is escaping me, but the adjustment wasn't put into the line item on the budget. So this is to make the line item match the contract, contracted second year of his contract.
Oh,
Amount.
okay.
Um, his contract wasn't made to end at the fiscal year end. It was made in September. He was hired as a highway.
Okay.
So that was oversight, so we're correcting that with this one. So.
Okay.
All those, do I have a motion to accept Article 1 for the warrant?
So moved.
Second,
Okay.
I
All
just,
those-
one thing,
Yeah.
I just might point out, when the finance committee was talking about the articles, there was gonna be, I don't know if it was Susie or if it was AJ was just gonna be doing a brief explanation, so we should just make sure
Mhm.
that we see whatever those are, so that it's
Explanations are-
accurate,
The same, yeah,
in advance of town
Yeah,
meeting.
okay.
So it was gonna be put up in advance of the finance committee was meeting, I think on the 20th, was it this September?
23rd.
23rd of September,
Okay.
and they were gonna advertise, they weren't gonna do a special session to go over the warrant articles, but they said they would dedicate a portion of their meeting on the 23rd just to answer any questions.
Mhm.
So that was just an FYI.
Perfect. So all those in favor, I don't think we went around to Article 1.
Stalker,
Carol, I
Make these on the line. Number 2 is the tax collector salary increase. This one was a situation, so before we discuss, it, we have to have a motion, I'm sorry. Do I hear a motion to approve, Article 2 for the town warrant, special meeting town warrant?
so moved.
second,
All right, this one was a oversight on the market adjustment that 5 other positions got at town meeting. In the budget, the tax collectors was missed in that, so this is to correct for that.
Yep, for anyone who wasn't at the FinCom, the salary alignment study inadvertently used the wrong total salary, so it looked like her position was inflated when it actually was lower than they had thought, so.
And that inflation caused it to be skipped over for the
sounds like
market.
like a great accounting trick.
Yeah. It was intentional.
Yeah.
All those in favor for approving Article 2 for the special town meeting warrant?
Carol, I.
Stalker,
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. The next one, shoot, hold on. Got myself into a little bit of a, there we go. I just need to click on something. Article number 3 is emergency management director stipend. Do I hear a motion to add Article 3 to the special town meeting warrant?
So moved.
second,
Do you want to fill us in on how this one came about?
So that came about during contract negotiating sessions with the fire chief. What I like about this is that it gives us some flexibility in terms of if for whatever reason he maybe felt like he had to do deputy instead of director, you can flip it. Because it's its own individual line item. And it's also, if we're talking about salary alignments, it does fit in with the practices of other municipalities in Franklin County where they do a stipend on top of the salary.
And they have it separate. right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Okay, any questions? No, all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker,
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Article,
Can I interrupt? So I
Yes.
think that there is one more salary we may need to look at, but I have not spoken with the land use clerk directly, but I have reason to believe that he may have also been missed in the salary alignment.
Yeah, I mean, he had raised that with us. Does anybody else recall that?
I vaguely do, yeah. I don't remember.
And I
what the
just
number
looked
was.
for it. And,
Was it?
you know,
I'm
I
not gonna
don't,
copy it.
it might be too late for town meeting. It might be something we have to deal with the finance committee and personnel board because it didn't go
Yes.
through the process. But I just wanted to make sure we didn't ignore that.
Yeah, yeah, so land use clerk.
Yeah, if you could, I know the personnel committee's meeting, what, next week or the week after?
We had to cancel our meeting last night, so the 18th,
The 18th,
Yeah.
okay.
is it?
So yeah, if you could meet with him
Yes.
and then, I can't, if anybody can find that email and forward it,
Yeah,
I can't, I couldn't find it in my inbox,
Okay,
but,
I think I separated it.
This is an email from Mateo.
yeah. Yep,
I would, if I wasn't sharing, I'd pop in and take a look. But
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look and
Okay,
forward it.
great.
So that could be handled through those other two, the other method then. Okay, perfect. So Article 4, do I hear a motion to add, Article 4 health insurance to the special town meeting warrant?
So moved.
Okay,
Second,
second. Okay, do you want to give us a quick
Yeah.
synopsis?
Yes,
For-
so this was really the catalyst for the special town meeting. The FinCom, in conjunction with the treasurer, have settled on a sum of $124,000. And I just want to emphasize that this is not an exact figure. There's no way to really know what the exact dollar amount will be because there are so many variables with health insurance plans, say that one teacher goes on leave, they hire another teacher, that person's got maybe 3 dependents, they're all on the plan, so there's a lot of variables. When Hampshire County Trust initially pitched the 19% increase, we had allocated $99,000. And so with a 20% increase, everybody on the finance team feels like that's a pretty safe ballpark. And I know that Ryan estimates conservatively, so I have good faith in that being the number to get us where we need to be.
So it's a good, good solid guess.
Yes.
Not guess, but good solid.
Estimate.
recommendation.
Yeah.
I guess,
Guesstimate, yeah.
Which is, and unfortunately, that's really where you are with this, you're not
Yes.
really at a point of, this is the exact number to the cent, right?
And,
So-
we're not alone. And there are a lot of municipalities who are facing this. South Hadley is going to an override vote.
Signs.
So, and the other thing is just to emphasize from the employee perspective, we need to be able to offer benefits. We understand that this is a big ask for taxpayers, but we want to keep our employees insured. And Hampshire County Trust has also pivoted away from, what's the acronym?
GLP,
GLPs. So that should help bring the cost
GLP
down.
drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a big cost was that they did not anticipate was the GLP drugs that they were using,
For diabetes, but.
yes,
this is for weight
yes,
loss.
for weight loss, and they're really super expensive.
Yeah, so they will continue for diabetes, but for weight loss, they will not be covering that any longer, and that was millions of dollars. in
Oh, yeah,
claims.
and visits too. It
Yeah,
wasn't just the
right.
drugs that
Right.
popped up. It was because now there's more visits with their doctor, so that the
Mhm.
insurance went up. I do know, and I have heard recently that there is something out in the market world to handle it too, so
Yeah.
other insurance in general will figure out a way to handle it.
And the individuals and families insured, their premiums are going up.
Yes.
So in case you hear that, for retirees and anybody who's covered under our municipal insurance, their premiums are
Yes.
increasing.
So
So it's
everyone's
a shared
feeling-
burden.
Yeah,
And just one last thing is that Ryan is still looking at other options, ways that we, other providers. So we're taking it very seriously.
good.
So if those drugs are eliminated for weight loss,
Mhm.
will our rates go down next year?
It's hard to
We have an up
say,
and down
but
thing
I
going
would,
on.
I would imagine yes, to some degree. I think the
Might be
issue that the trust ran into is that they had. I don't have the exact figure, but let's just say they had like 5 million in reserves. They went through that because of all those types of claims.
Right,
So there should be some savings from that.
It may take less next year, it might take a 2-year recovery just to adjust to those numbers.
Plus, if other costs go up, you know.
Right,
it's-
exactly, right, it might negate some of it.
Something else,
but
right?
that was the driving
Yeah.
factor,
It was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't the only one, but it was one of them.
right, no, I
They
understand.
have pretty detailed spreadsheets. I mean,
Right.
I didn't go through them in detail, but I did take a look at them.
Yeah,
So
they
they detailed where all of the, sort of where they missed the mark
Yeah,
and where all those increases were, so.
At least they did put in the effort to understand the problem. And
Yeah.
not just say, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Okay, so, all those in favor of Article 4 for special town meeting?
Carol, I,
Starker, right?
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. I'm gonna slide into the next one. Okay. Article 5 is for prior bills, so do I hear a motion to add Article 5 for prior bills to the, special town meeting? A motion, I'm sorry. A
Carol,
motion.
I,
Starker,
No,
right?
no, it's a motion.
motion, so moved, sorry.
So moved.
We're not used to doing this in the morning, guys.
Right.
We're doing this like, too.
Right?
Yes.
Haley, do you want to give us a little synopsis of?
So Becky had reached out, first to Gabe and then to me. She had prior to the town getting its own credit card, she had used her personal card to pay for Zoom, Google, G Data and MailChimp subscriptions. And so she would like to be reimbursed for that. Makes sense to me. But because these payments happened from 2024, around that time period, thought it best to go this course of action because it's a prior year.
Okay. Any other questions? Related? No. Okay, all those in favor?
Carol, I,
Starker, right?
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Do I hear a motion for Article 6, snow and ice to be added to our special town meeting?
so moved.
Second,
You have more information on this one. than I
Yeah,
do.
so sometime in the spring, the school boiler needed repairs to the tune of $5,695. So the FinCom voted to transfer the funds from their reserves to the school boiler or to the school accounts. However, that message did not get to our town accountant. And so at the end of the year, because you can legally carry a deficit in your snow and ice line, she had moved that expense there. So this is just kind of zeroing everything out.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay, any further questions? All those in favor of adding Article 6 to the town meeting warrant?
Carol, I.
Starker, right?
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
I just said to somebody make a motion. And we did confirm that we need the 2/3 vote on any stabilization.
We're gonna check with
Well,
Donna. the
okay.
FinCom asked
Do
me
you,
to.
do you recall any stabilization, capital or
Yeah,
regular stabilization
I
is
think it is,
2/3
yes, I think correct.
and free cash is just majority?
that's good, that is definitely, correct. I
Okay.
think they're both of them.
I did look it up last night
Oh,
after the
okay.
meeting and it did say 2/3, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, we will have Donna just double check. Article 7, elementary, transportation, do I hear a motion for Article 7 to be added to the special town meeting warrant?
So moved.
Second,
So this one pertains to when the elementary school set its budget for FY 25. They had anticipated, they didn't plan for 6,800 in overages. That was due to, I believe, gas costs. So this is filling that deficit for the school.
Okay. All those in favor of Article 7,
Carol, I.
Starker, right?
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Article 8, Amherst Regional Public School Middle School Roof Project.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion to add Article 8 to the special town meeting warrant?
So moved.
Second.
So this one is a little interesting. So this is basically asking or giving the go-ahead, the encouragement for the school to pursue a grant through the Municipal School Building Authority. So this is not a set expense right now. They want to go after the grant to pay for 61.95% of the roof costs, and then the 4 towns in the district would pay for the remainder. And there is a calculation for that. It's based on the regional agreement for capital expenses. So it's not committing the town to this expense at this point, but it is encouraging the school to go after the grant, which would lessen the cost for the town.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. Do I hear a motion to add Article 8 to the town meeting warrant? Do approve it.
Can I just want to make sure on the wording, so. It says to see if the town will vote to appropriate borrow. But we're not. We're not committing an amount,
Well, we're only committed to what our portion
right?
of the bill would be.
And the town's share will be calculated. Right, so we're just saying at some point in the future, we will pay our portion of the $9,834,341.
The school roof is in disrepair, there's leaks and falling
Right.
tiles, so.
Right, and I guess what they were saying last night was that it might be somewhere in the neighborhood, George was just doing some fast calculations of like 200, our portion might be like $270,000 over borrowing period of 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not insignificant because there's so much other debt possibly coming from that regional schools, but, okay. And that's the language they gave us, right?
Yes.
They gave us language, okay. So has the motion been made?
Motion, yep, so all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stocker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Okay.
For number 9, do I hear a motion for number 9, appointed town clerk to be added to the special town meeting warrant?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we kind of went over this a little bit with the presentation.
Yeah.
Whether
Why
we
do we need 2/3?
this one, I think it's because it's.
That was by statute, that's in the.
Oh, it is,
the-
okay.
yeah.
Right.
All those in favor of adding this to
Farrell, I.
Stocker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill? Article 10, moratorium and prohibition on data centers. I believe this is a bylaw change. Do I hear a motion to add Article 10 to the town meeting warrant?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
all right. We had a summary of this given to us by Michael D. Kira, and it was to put a moratorium on installation of data centers for now.
And then
this bylaw.
I wasn't there, but they're talking about doing something else at annual town meeting then,
I
kind of
believe
more
so.
detail.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
this is,
so.
this is, I think, if I remember correctly, not my notes, this was just to kind of get it in.
Right,
And then they can
okay.
do a much more in-depth, bylaw. So do I hear, all of adding article number 10 to the town meeting warrant?
Farrell, I.
Stocker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Let me just scroll past. Article 11 is, changing the Council on Aging membership. Do I hear a, motion to add Article 11 for Council on Aging membership to the special town meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All right, this, I believe they're going from.
7 to 5?
7 to 5.
Yep.
Yeah, they have been having quorum issues, so yeah, this will allow them to do that, much more easily. So do I, all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stocker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Number 12 is speed limit. Do I hear a motion to add number 12 speed limit to special town meeting.
So this one I hadn't
I
seen
can
this
give some
before,
background,
but
and I
yeah.
think Haley can give some
Yeah, I can give
background.
a little background.
Can I have a motion first and then we can?
Oh, sure, so moved.
Second.
You wanna go ahead?
So, we all know that speeding is an issue in town. So if we drop the speed limit townwide to 25 unless posted, that allows us to lower the speed for dirt roads. So my understanding from Devon is that you can't legally post a speed limit on a dirt road, but you can set a town-wide speed limit that would impact the dirt road. So this will help kind of curb the speeding that happens there.
Oh, okay.
And it's only on roads that are not currently posted at a
Yes.
different speed, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's.
Okay, all
Yeah,
that, no
yeah.
questions? All right, all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Dr. I.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Do I hear a motion to add Article 13, date of annual town meeting bylaw amendment to the special town meeting warrant?
So moved.
Second.
Um,
Huh.
so, we had a request from, just to bring those up who may not, have been in the conversation back and forth. Our town moderator has proposed an idea of splitting town meeting into 2 sessions rather than 1 session, given this year's town meeting was our longest by far, at least in calculation and data, with 46 articles, 43 articles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
46
Good.
articles, and was proposing to split them. So this is the opportunity to talk about it at town meeting and on the floor. Does someone want to give more summary than that, or
So-
maybe more?
So unfortunately, Nettie works on Fridays and we have a very tight deadline. So we have to get this to Donna today, get it to the constable on Tuesday and then post it on the 16th. So fortunately, she's not here to speak more about it. I do think it's a smart idea to move the spring session. I totally agree with her. It's been well documented that we don't do it in April for a myriad of factors.
Too soon.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, it'd be one of them.
May make sense. I wish she was here to talk about the fall session because one factor to consider is that if we hold it on the 3rd Saturday in November, we are not able to discuss any financial articles. So say we have, an emergency repair or we have a health insurance increase, it's too late to take action on that. Our town accountant and our collector have recommended that we aim for late September, mid-October, and not much later. Because once the tax rate gets set in November, that's it.
You're done.
So is there any reason not to take that advice? I've just seen all these emails going back and forth with people.
I mean, you can take it, but like I said, you couldn't talk about that. We'd have to dip into some other pot of money. If we feel like we can get everything financial on the warrant in May. Sure, there's not an issue, but you never know what might come up.
Well, half the stuff today, for example, is financial stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't think-
unusual. I mean, we don't always have a fall town meeting. We haven't in the past. I mean, I think it's a good idea. I said to Haley yesterday that I think the 3rd Saturday in November is just late regardless.
Well, and
It gets close to
To Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Right, that's true.
Could be Thanksgiving the week before Thanksgiving.
Right. Depending on how the calendar goes.
Yeah.
Um,
But I guess I'm not as worried about the financial stuff because it's, you could always do another special town meeting.
Yes, that's.
Right, this doesn't
Yeah.
preclude that,
No.
this is not certainly taking that away, and
Right.
there is things we have to do in the spring, and we have to set the budget, there's things we have to
Right.
do
Mhm.
before the
Right.
end of the prior year.
And this is about doing primarily non-financial
Right.
articles, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
trying to get
Why not have
zoning.
it set up so you could do both, though? If you had to do financial stuff, could.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you could if you.
Why,
had to.
why sort of limit yourself to like, the way this is written, you can't. do the
And
thing.
she made a really good point that, you know, if you have it scheduled, people can plan on it, you know, we can make sure that we do it around holidays. You know, you could, she is right, you know, everyone's right, we could do a special town meeting, there is an added cost and time factor too, you know, that's gonna take a lot of staff time to prepare and, you know, the materials.
But if you know you have a fall town meeting, it can also serve that purpose. Right? Because it's established, so you know.
Yes.
You already have one coming if it's appropriately established, right? It's not an emergency.
right.
Well, it's nothing to discuss, you can call it off.
Right, exactly. You don't have
There's
to.
a question from the.
Oh,
audience.
Thank you. Yeah.
Does the third Saturday in November have to be specified, stipulated in this?
It has, yeah, you have
Yeah.
to put in a date. And the second
a-
Saturday would fall on Veterans Weekend.
Oh, yes.
So what's the date that people are saying is early enough so we could do those stuff? It's
They were saying in October.
Yeah.
It was,
yeah, it was
October.
reason not to make it October then? I don't understand the logic not making it October.
I don't know the full holiday calendar associated with that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it would
I
be
can't look it
be
up.
good to have Nettie involved in this conversation.
Could we, I mean, if we put it on as written. This could be amended on town meeting floor.
Right, right.
So we could meet with her,
That's true.
we could meet with Nettie
And figure
before
out that last date. the
and,
second date. That's a good
and
point.
see whether or not.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a great point.
That worked.
When are we meeting next?
Then,
15.
yes.
That's a general question I had. I'm so confused about.
I know, because our dates have been,
Changing.
I know,
Yeah.
but, so we're meeting on the 15th, right?
Yeah, in one day.
At
Well,
4
actually, while we're diverting to that issue, when are we meeting? 9:15?
9:15,
Yeah,
and then it would be the 30th.
Yes.
And we have our special time meeting.
And 9:30.
okay, so let's go with this. And then let's make sure we're
And
settled
we'll
with
we
it.
can walk through the calendar several years out and see what the holiday schedule is and
Right.
see what
Right.
nothing falls on in
Right,
October.
right.
Like,
So we should probably invite Nettie to it. We should
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
discuss
yeah,
this the next
yeah,
town meeting.
Yes, yeah.
I like the idea of having a date certain, like the whatever
Yeah,
it
because it
is.
is our bylaw. I mean, we're
Right.
changing our bylaw,
Right.
and, you know, we're splitting town meeting.
Right.
So,
Right.
And a lot of communities do that.
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
No, I think it makes a lot of
Definitely
sense.
have-
Yeah,
Yeah, we were there until it was what, 4 or 5 that day?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
It was
could have
9 to
been
5.
longer.
Right. No,
Yeah.
okay, so has a motion been made?
The motion was made. so
Okay,
now all those in favor of adding Article 13.
Farrell, aye.
Dr.
Make pizza and meal aye. Good point about the amendment.
Make sure our go on.
Yes, and I think,
That's
well,
it.
that's it.
That's it.
Mm,
We've made it to the end. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank Brennan.
Thank
and
Brennan.
Everyone else.
I'm gonna
Thanks, Brennan.
Stop sharing. And I'll leave it up in case I have to share. Oh, well, look, Brennan gave us a little.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so moving on to our next piece of business is appointments for the police chief search committee.
Pass that to-
Thank you.
And then there's one for you.
Thank you.
And you,
Oh, boy.
and you.
Thank you.
I have too much technology going on.
I know. A lot of tech.
I'm over there. All right.
So I can read, so, the process looked like drafted a charge and back, I don't know, August sometime, to make up a panel of folks that were TA, a select board member, a personnel board member, someone from the COA, someone from the school, and community members. Oh, and someone with law enforcement experience. So we will have to slightly change that charge, because no one from the school volunteered. Which means that we can, if I am non-voting, which I prefer to be non-voting, we can do 3 community members, so I am thrilled by that. And so I'll just read the executive summary, but the full printout has quotes from people's interviews, so we had everyone fill out an application. And then Brennan and I did interviews, just asking them, why do you want to serve the town? What do you think a candidate on a board should have? How do you handle conflict? Things like that, so.
Can I stop you right there for
Oh, yeah.
1 second? Because that's the first time we've used that
Yeah.
process.
Mhm.
How did you think it worked? I know from what we received and from you, it was great.
It was
but what-
great.
How did it
It
work
was
for you
wicked
too?
fun.
Okay.
I loved interviewing with folks and just getting to know them. You know, we had 11 people apply to be on this committee, which was very robust.
Yeah.
People brought a whole range of experiences and, you know, backgrounds and professions. And yeah, it was really great. I liked it. It was a lot of time,
Mhm.
but I think it was worth it,
Mhm.
you know, and now we can look at everyone who applied and say, oh, this person's interested in this, so maybe next time we can invite them for this type of committee.
Okay, great. I
Um,
appreciate it. Sorry to
Oh,
divert.
yeah,
I
no,
was
that's
curious.
fine. I should have said that. So the executive summary is, you know, this paper evaluates the motivations, the experience, and the strengths of candidates, for the police chief search committee. There was a central theme among the candidates, to find a police chief who deeply understands and is a good fit for the town's rural community. Several applicants had highlighted past hiring dissatisfaction, and the need for a leader who can rebuild trust and perform community policing with a focus on mental health. The candidates who applied have a wide range of professional and community experience, from extensive town search committee or town service, sorry, to direct public safety and law enforcement backgrounds. Some of the notable candidates, with that type of background, John Hersey, who is a former police chief, Walter Tibbetts, Michael DiChiara, and, but all the candidates brought valuable, skills to the table. They emphasize things like being impartial, being respectful, being diligent, and effectively communicating with others. They had a commitment to preparing for meetings, gathering facts, engaging constructively with differing opinions, and several of them highlighted the importance of having a diverse community perspective. So out of the 11 or so who applied, I am recommending that you appoint, John Hersey, Andrew Reagan, and Kelly Cersey. And the reason for that is, like I said, Mr. Hersey has prior police chief experience. Andrew Reagan is a volunteer on the Shutesbury Fire Department. And Kelly is a law student in town. And the other thing that I really loved about the three of them was that, and this is not, you know, a ding for the other candidates, but they've never been on a board before. So these are people who are totally new to serving on boards and committees. They're gonna bring fresh perspectives, and hopefully we can hook them and get them on other committees in the future. I think you would be totally fine with any of the people who applied, but I liked that they had the direct law enforcement or adjacent experience, and they also were new. So,
Can I just ask one question, because I just saw the emails go by, there was a question of whether or not we should have required there to be a finance committee member
yeah,
on this committee.
so I did not know that that was past practice, and I acknowledged that at the meeting last night, so. When I'm thinking about, or when I got asked to do the charge, you know, I'm looking at, okay, we need somebody, the town administrator to be involved, we need the select board, we need personnel. COA, that's usually a good, you know, you wanna have a strong connection with your law enforcement and your senior citizens in town. Had the school been involved, same thing, you know, you want them to have a presence there. But I wanted to, and an acting chief, you know, Gabe is gonna bring a lot of experience. He knows budgeting, he knows a lot. I think we're really fortunate to have him on board. So for me, this position wasn't like a finance position where you would certainly have someone from FinCom. I think that having the TA, the select board, and an acting chief kind of covers the financial component, and we really needed to look at someone who can critically evaluate resumes for the experience of police chief. We want to be able to carefully vet this person, make sure that they have what's required. And I think to really do that, you need folks who have that kind of experience or adjacent.
And in fact, if April's on it, she's on the FinCom.
Oh, yeah.
I thought April
Yeah.
wasn't gonna be on it. but maybe-
Oh, no,
She
she
had,
took her
she
name
took
off.
herself off for the.
Oh, she did, walk
Kathy.
police.
Kathy Salvador.
Kathy Salvador is
Yeah.
there,
It
yeah.
used to be on.
She
I
was.
just don't mean, I just wanna ruffle the feathers of the finance committee as much as anything else. I don't know what. If we're still doing that, if we don't appoint them.
Well, I did, so in the personnel book that we're still reviewing, I had come up with a hiring procedure that is pretty much what I follow doing the
Right.
charge. And, you know, I mean, I think we're up to 8 people with 1 non-voting. I think that's a pretty big committee. And it's not that we don't want the FinCom involved, but it's just, you have to be a little judicious about who you have on the board. You know, you don't, if we add FinCom right now, then we have to have another person to break the tie, because it'd be 7, then you're looking at 9. Um, you know,
The thing I had read them going back and forth too, and I could see the argument for adding or not necessarily adding. There's not a financial question here.
Right.
Where, like in a contract where you might pre-meet with them to find out what budget item you could go up to. But there's not a financial piece to this process at this
Right.
point, right? So, that's where I'm like, well, maybe, and that's their primary function for the town is
Right.
finance.
Right.
So that's where I felt like, okay, well, I can see not having.
You know, and yeah, as I'm listening to everybody talk, we could certainly ask them if they have questions that they wanna ask the applicant, either in the first round or I'm assuming we do second rounds.
Mhm.
You know, that's a good way to get them involved, but we have people with a financial focus. But this is primarily a policing job.
Right,
I'm not sure why they thought they were invited in the first place.
okay, I don't know, I'm just reading meetings, I don't know.
No, really, I mean, it wasn't in there, so they just assumed, and then they went ahead and identified somebody when in fact,
Yeah.
we didn't
because
ask,
we-
I asked AJ for somebody for the library reuse.
Right, which would have a financial piece to it.
Right,
Well, this'll, I mean, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not going in detail to argue this position, but, the police chief is in charge of a big chunk of the budget, whether, you know, so there is some aspect to
not
having.
really, it's about $250,000. It's not the police, the
Mm.
police department is not that, it's not that big of a.
What, when I said
Piece of
financial
budget.
piece, what I was meaning is that there's no dollar amount related to
Right,
in the interviews.
Right.
The experience
Right.
we're trying to get out.
It's not like a
Yeah,
treasure.
Okay.
there's not a.
let's
there's not a-
proceed the way we're doing it,
Yeah.
I'm just much as anything.
But I do agree,
just
there
raising
is
the
a,
point that
there is
Noel
a
was
budget
gonna
piece
Yeah.
for the
raise.
person that does go into that
Okay.
position. It was worth, thank you.
make.
Yeah. Always good to have conversation. Yeah. And, April Stein has
So she
pulled
stepped
herself off and
aside,
Kathy Salvador has
Ah,
stepped up for the
okay.
personnel board.
and Kathy was.
Yes.
Yes,
We
Yeah,
can't,
yes.
we can't appoint her today because it wasn't on the agenda.
Oh,
I had
okay.
April's name and
Okay.
Kathy's out of the country.
Oh, okay.
But we can appoint her on the 15th, because she does know that
Okay.
she is.
She's being
gonna do it.
appointed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and she has HR experience from.
Oh, yeah,
her-
I think
her
it'll be a really
personal-
solid
Oh,
committee.
she's-
oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a good group of people, I
Yeah.
don't mean- in any
And
way
I-
mean to say it isn't.
I'm really happy because we can get a meeting of the committee together for the first time in late September, and then come October, we can start scheduling first round interviews, and again, theoretically, we can have a new police chief by the end of the year.
There is, I just have a question for, the law enforcement person. The person here is the chief in Amherst.
Yes.
So, and I'm sure perfectly qualified. The one thing that Amherst is very different from Shutesbury. And I'm not necessarily challenging, I'm just saying that when we do our discussions, I think, we'll have to, bring him in on what policing at Shutesbury would be. And so, but I just want to be conscious of that.
Oh, totally.
And the role that's
and-
fulfilled.
He said it would be an honor. It's definitely a different department, obviously much bigger, but he's got so much experience and he's local. And I always liked working.
Didn't
with
he
him
used
in
to be the
Amherst.
chief in Leverett too, like?
No, he was on
That's
the,
a
he
different-
was on, him and his
Yeah.
brother were on it.
Oh, okay. that's right.
Ah, so he's been a police officer in a small
Yeah,
town.
he's also an
Okay.
Amherst regional high school.
Yeah.
graduate, So he's been in town, he's been in the area for a
Yeah,
while. Yeah, no, that, I just,
it's balanced out by a lot
yeah,
of
I just,
things. Yeah.
it's just a
Yeah.
worry, because Shrewsbury is so different, and the population is so different, and the mutual aid is very different, and all that, you know, there's all of those things that are so different here than in Amherst. Okay, are we, do we want to talk about the candidates that Haley has recommended to us for, the committee? I do appreciate that they are new to serving in Shrewsbury.
Yeah, I went through all of I read through all of the
I did too. It was,
interviews, yeah.
I
And
feel
I
like I
do,
got to know
you
some
know,
people.
and I appreciate, Brennan and Haley for, both having set up that format and then doing the interviews. I think that was really useful, and then coming to us with a recommendation, because obviously, you know, for us to have try to do that would is just, out of the question. So I feel very comfortable with your recommendations, for the reasons that you stated. I think we had a great group. It was really encouraging to see that many people step forward.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd be very pleased, and if any one of these people decides they can't do it, I think we could go back to this list.
oh, yeah.
I don't see
Easily.
anybody here that I'd say, you know, we couldn't appoint. So John Hersey, Andrew Regan, and Kelly Cersey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy with those. I wonder if our process doing this was what had other volunteers come forward too, just something to keep note.
Yeah.
You know, but,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you want to do them one by one, or do
I
you
think,
want to?
yeah, why don't we, well, we technically have to go through the professional board ones too.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, let's go one by one. So do I hear a motion to appoint the town administrator to the Shrewsbury Police Committee?
She's an ex
Officio,
yeah,
as
yeah.
ex officio.
So moved.
Okay.
Second,
All right, all those in favor?
Farrell, aye.
Dr.
Uh, do I hear a motion to appoint for the Council on Aging, Mary Jo Johnson to the Police Chief Search Committee?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
Farrell, aye.
Dr.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Do I hear recommendation to appoint Melissa Makepeace O'Neill to the Select Board to the Police Committee?
So moved. You're not gonna second it?
No.
Yeah.
Second.
Wise guy.
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, aye.
Dr.
I will abstain for voting more for myself. So we will skip the personnel board until next meeting, so we'll make sure that's on there. Do I hear a motion to, appoint for the law enforcement position on the, police search committee, Chief Gabriel Ting from Amherst?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, aye.
Dr.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. And for the community members, first, do I hear a motion to appoint John Hersey as one of our community members on the Police Chief Search Committee?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, aye.
Dr.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Second community member, do I hear a motion to approve, Andrew Regan to the Police Chief Search Committee?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
Farrell, aye.
Dr.
And for the last community position, do I hear a motion to appoint Kelly Cersey as community member to the Police Chief Search Committee?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, aye.
Dr.
Perfect, just the one to go next time. Make these on the line, thank you, yeah. All right, and now it's time to appoint the appointments for the Spear Reuse Committee. And we have several that are listed, Rita as Select Board, Susie as FinCom, Mary Jo as Council on Aging, Paul Lyons, and Steve Thomas.
I think that's a good group.
I think that's a great
Yeah.
group. I think all of them, and all of them for the police state group prior to. So do I hear a motion? We should probably do this one individually too. Do I hear a motion to appoint Rita Farrell to the MM Sphere Reuse Committee.
Go for it, Eric. Oh, he's gonna hesitate now.
He's doing that.
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor
I'm
of
gonna vote
appointing
for
Rita?
myself, Farrell, I.
Dr.
Make peace of Neil. Do I hear a motion to appoint Susie Mosier to the MM Sphere Reuse Committee?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Dr.
Make peace of Neil, aye. Do I hear a motion to appoint Mary Jo Johnson to the MM Sphere Reuse Committee?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Dr.
Do I hear a motion to, make peace of Neil, aye. Do I hear a motion to appoint Paul Lyons to the MM Sphere Reuse Committee?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Dr.
Make peace of Neil, aye. And lastly, but not least, do I hear a motion to appoint Steve Dalmas to the MM Sphere Reuse Committee?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Dr.
Make peace of Neil, aye. Great, we have another committee formed. And now on to TA report.
I don't have a lot because we've all been busy with the warrant. But I did want to say that it's almost my 6-month mark.
Yay.
You can believe it, I can't. The days bleed together.
And go quickly.
Yeah, and go very quickly.
Not too much blood, I hope.
No. But I did wanna propose, and it feels weird proposing an evaluation form for myself, so I'm
Okay.
very open to feedback.
Okay.
But I did wanna propose something so that we can do that come October. It's in my contract, so I think we should do it. So this is just a really simple one, you know, it's asking on a scale of 1 to 5 for several key components of the position, like financial management, personnel and leadership, public relations, communication, board support, and strategic planning. So that's a 1 through 5 with room for comments. Section 2 would be the goals and objectives, so we had, oh, geez. Got a typo I gotta fix,
That's why I really think that.
Yeah. We had set 6 goals for myself throughout the course of this first year, so the first one was to support town governance, facilitate effective communications, and support and foster effective meeting management. Then the goal is to promote investment in technology, record storage in town buildings, promote fiscal responsibility and sustainability, maintain, develop, and increase positive relationships with residents, and explore ways to advance Shutesbury's interest in the region and Commonwealth, deliver high-quality public services, and special project oversight. And those are all the ones on the TA goal tracker, so I've just put them here, and there's room for you to evaluate. And then you would give an overall assessment of strengths, room for improvement, performance rating, and we would set some goals for the next year.
Awesome.
And I would be happy to have this posted on the town website, on the TA page, as a lot of other communities do. So folks can look at that.
Okay,
So,
When
what's the
October?
timeline? Yeah. I'm
yeah,
just-
right, October.
I think it would be October 7th would be the official 6-month mark.
Okay,
Yeah, so I don't know, I think our next meeting would be the 14th from that.
you saying September 14th or?
No, I'm sorry,
October
October,
14th? Okay,
So just going back to meetings for a second, so is our goal after the 9:30 meeting, meet every other week? Is that what I should be putting on my calendar?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I usually do us the calendar, I'll do us the calendar, so we're all on the right page.
Right, okay.
Remember at the beginning, yes, I neglected to do that.
Well, probably
We
just,
also just changed.
it's probably
so-
just as well,
I
since we
would,
just
yeah,
changed it
so
all.
I will email that to everybody, so we have a target date for, and then we move them on holiday, or if we can't, like on
Mhm.
Monday, we moved it to the 15th, yeah.
right. So we would each individually complete this
Yes.
and then do at the October 14th, at the October 14th meeting, which is Tuesday, right?
That is the Tuesday.
I am not here on October 14th. So and the 13th is a holiday.
Yes.
Yes.
To do a separate
So-
meeting.
Do you wanna It may be a good idea to do this one in a separate
I
meeting.
think.
I
Can we
think
do
that-
it
I
the
think that-
prior week in a separate meeting?
I think, yeah, I think that's I think it's important to have its own meeting. Right? Okay, so October, okay. You're right, the 13th is a holiday.
Yeah.
The week
I
before.
know it, cause
I have mostly clear week that week,
Yeah.
other than,
In
you know, working
October.
on Monday through Friday, but other than that, it's free. I
Uh,
appreciate this, form. Haley.
Yeah, I think it's good. I can also do, if you want me to do a self eval too,
mhm.
I can do that.
Yeah, that's actually a good practice. Why don't you
Okay.
do something in that
So-
nature? And we can,
We can do it during the day,
yeah, sure.
if that works for you, Melissa.
Yeah, I can fit it in. If I know it's coming, I can just adjust my
Okay.
schedule. Like this morning, I started working at 6.
Ugh, that's awful.
No, it was good. My neck and
Was it?
shoulders are killing me. I have to get it.
Okay.
I know Tuesday morning, I can't do it the 7th. But the 8th or the 9th.
Okay.
The 8th?
Yeah,
Wednesday, the
sure.
8th,
That
Eric?
works.
Does that work for you?
Yep.
What time?
I'm flexible. Do you wanna do 9:30 again?
Yeah, that works.
Wednesday, October 8th at 9:30.
So do we want to get these back before that? I guess we probably do.
Brennan has a question.
Hello. Thank you, Kim.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. In terms of the appointed officials list, I know, I probably asked this before, but some of these committees that, their charge is, say, 6 months, do we include them on that official list?
Let's see. So it goes into the annual town report, right? So I think probably we should, and then put the date they start and the date they end. Probably at the end for, committees, maybe a section that say committees during the year, short-term committees or something of that nature. But I think for record, because it goes into the annual report, we probably should.
Okay.
You have a different opinion on that?
Brennan, doesn't the annual report require current postings? Rather than the history of what's happened during the fiscal year?
I believe that's correct, yes.
So if they're still active at the end of 6 months.
Yeah, so add them, and if we can take them off if they're not current. And then, of course, there'll be an annual report pages for the committee. Usually there's something in there, right? Right.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
good
Thank
place,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Did we had an announcement about a grant? that the-
Oh,
that the
yes.
Town was
Let me pull
awarded?
up my email so I can
Okay.
make sure I get it right.
It did, Mateo sent something out yesterday to some folks.
Yes, it's very exciting news. So a town announcement will be going out now that I've double checked my email. So on behalf of the select board was what I wrote, but we received $41,325 to do repairs to the Lake Viola Dam. It was part of nearly $11 million distributed by the Healy Driscoll administration, for similar expenses pertaining to dams, levees, and coastal infrastructure. So this is a really wonderful opportunity. We were one of a short list of communities who were accepted into the program. And I want to give a huge thank you to the Stormwater Erosion Task Force, because they did a lot of work to get this going, among other people, but so it's exciting.
And Mark.
Mark Rivers,
Rivers,
yes.
yeah.
So-
And and the town put up money, CPA money to match the grant,
Yes.
so that,
And then that is, we still have another pending grant for repairs to Lake Wyola as well, so we can definitely funnel, some money in and make some much needed repairs.
That's great.
yeah.
Great, yes. Good. Was there anything else? I don't remember. I don't think there was anything else from our. I think so, right?
I just want to make sure if we could just make sure Miriam's request gets on.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, I wrote that down.
Yeah.
So for the next, I was just writing agenda items down
Yeah.
for the 15th. So I was gonna send
That's
those
the personnel
along.
board.
Nettie
Nettie.
attending the meeting,
Yeah.
Kathy Salvador.
Mhm.
I want to say there was something else out
There
I
might
think
be.
we might be needing an executive session.
there. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yes, that's probably right.
That's probably what that was.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So with that, do I hear a motion to adjourn our first long morning?
Yeah.
So moved.
Okay,
Second,
all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Dr. Ryan.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
All right.
It was a good meeting.
Yes, yeah.
Productive.